Hi there, this is Crystal and I'm back again in my 2018 Thankful 30 album. I am currently on day 16, so if you haven't seen the first few videos, I will be sure to link them below. You can go back and catch up to where I am right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to put you on fast forward and get started. Day 16 is a rather colorful one in my album. The two papers that I'm using here are both from an old American Crafts collection called Autumn Crisp. It's one of my favorites. It's probably from, I don't know, maybe 2013, or it might even be before that, but it's definitely older. I still had the 6x6 paper pad from that, so I used two papers for either side, and then in the middle is a tag that I made from some Webster's Pages paper that coordinated with these two. So that's where those are from. I am placing the number on the tag as always. I've used one of the Illustrated Faith printables to create kind of a background for my number, and then I'm trying to find a paper that I can use in between the number and that background paper. So it was like a scallop circle that was part of the cut aparts. Again, everything will be linked down below. Everything I'm able to find anyway will be linked down below in case you're curious, but those Illustrated Faith printables from last year are still available. This was a scallop circle and it had a phrase on it. I think maybe it said love or something like that. But I just am gonna cut, oh no, it says something Lord. I don't remember what it said. Anyway, I just wanted to cover that up. I just wanted the circle behind my number. So, but I needed something in between the number and that scallop circle to make the number stand out. Otherwise they were too similar in tone. So I just searched through my scraps and found a little piece of paper and punched a circle and put that between the two, and then that's going to be it for my tag. And I'm keeping the rest super simple. So just added a little vellum piece that was one of the Illustrated Faith printables, and then a little banner also from the Illustrated Faith printables to the right side, and then I can move on to day 17. So 16 was all about my dishwasher and how happy I was to finally have a dishwasher again. Day 17 is about our yearly trips to Michigan. So if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, I'm sure you've heard me talk about Michigan. It's one of our favorite places to go. We love going there every year. We didn't make it this year, unfortunately, but normally we go every year and spend some time with our dogs at the beach, and yeah, it's one of our favorite places. So that's what this day's page is about. I pulled out a couple stamp sets. This one is a lake-themed stamp set from Studio Calico. Again, it's linked down below in case you're curious. And then I also have another one from Pinkfish Studio from their Let Your Heart Decide collection. I think that's maybe a couple years old, but it is actually still available too, so I will link both of those stamp sets down below. I just stamped a little circle stamp that says life is better at the lake as just kind of a background layer behind my photo, and then I'll layer up some other things here in a minute on top of that. And I'm also going to stamp on the bottom of my journal card and on the photo itself. So I used some Versamagic chalk ink for the stamp I stamped on the paper, but I knew that wouldn't work on my photos, so I'm going to just use some archival ink to stamp on the photo and on the journal card. So even though it's black and I had already stamped in blue, that doesn't bother me. I'm mixing all kinds of colors here, so that distinction doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so I stamped At Ease with a Lake Breeze on the bottom of my journal card, and then I'm going to pull out that Pinkfish Studio stamp and stamp Love Always on top of my photo of the lake. This is one of my favorite photos too of our trips to Michigan. It was a beautiful, beautiful sunset in colors of kind of pink and purple, and it just reflected off the lake so perfectly. I don't even think that's edited. I think that's pretty much just printed as it was. It was just a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Okay, so I'm going to adhere down my photo just on top of that stamp, so you can just kind of see the stamp peek out to the left side. And I'm also going to embellish a little bit with a puffy sticker. These are some beautiful Mess puffy heart stickers and circle stickers from a very old Messy box or Messy kit, whatever they were called. I'm not entirely sure anymore. But I just added one of those, and then I'll add some of the little dots to the left-hand side just to tie things together. So I keep trying to do that, trying to tie these 3 pages together on all of my spreads, because it was just kind of a random collection of papers that I chose. So they definitely don't match. They're definitely not all from the same collection. So I'm just trying to tie them together wherever I can. So the paper that is behind my journal card is a We Are Memory Keepers paper. The one that is behind my photo is from Amy Tangerine. Okay, so moving on to day 18. This spread, this day's gratitude, is about the fact that I survived this year. It was a rough year. We had a lot going on. A lot of things happened, both with my job and in our personal lives. And yeah, it wasn't easy. So I was just grateful that I had made it through, and I knew that things were going to get better. And yeah, that's really what it was all about. So I have a craft tag in the center, and then the back side of that Amy Tangerine paper is on the left side, and the right side is another paper from Cedar Lane. And again, to tie all of those together, I'm just adding some craft behind my journal card. That kind of ties it in with the tag. And then I'm adding a little scrap of pink paper behind my photo, which ties it into the pink paper on the right-hand side. And the paper's kind of funny. It's me making a funny face. I think I took a selfie on a bad day at work. And I don't know if I sent it to Jesse or something, but yeah, that's what it was from. And then I added a little fox tag or circle. That was from the infamous shoebox. It was something I had stamped and watercolored a long time ago and then punched out, and it just sat there in the shoebox for years. But I thought this was a good time to get it used up. Foxes are my favorite animal, so it made sense to go on this page that was more about me. And then to tie in some of the blue, I added a blue circle behind my number, and I'm also adding a little blue strip from the Illustrated Faith printable to the right-hand side of the spread on top of my journal card. And then that's it. So keeping things, again, super simple with these spreads. So moving on to day 19. Day 19 is about our morning routine. I have somehow become a morning person, which I never thought would happen, but it did. And I really, really like our morning routines, or at this point, I really liked the morning routines that we had. They haven't changed a whole lot. They have changed a bit now that I'm not working, but they're fairly similar. So still something I'm pretty thankful for. So part of my morning routine, of course, is always coffee. So I have a picture of my coffee and a book I was reading at the time, and I'm using a little coffee die cut from the Illustrated Faith printables. And I'm also adding some of those little phrases that I have there to the left-hand side. I'm pretty sure those came from Illustrated Faith. I think they were part of a gratitude or a Bible journaling printable, like part of the prompts maybe. And I think I just cut apart the ones that I thought I could use in this album. I'm not positive that's where those came from, but I think that's where they're from. So I added a few of those and a few more of the little vellum pieces from Illustrated Faith, and then that's going to be it for day 19. So moving on to day 20. Day 20, this day's gratitude was about my partner's technical skill in his job. He is a software architect and he does a really good job at what he does, which is good for us. He is definitely the bigger breadwinner in the family, and it's also nice to have tech support on hand whenever you need it. So I have a picture of him working at home, which is another perk to his job. He gets to work at home a lot of the time with our dog Abby curled up next to him, which is a very, very sweet photo. And I've just added some more little bits and pieces behind my photo and journal card as layers. So another one of those, scraps of book paper that I had used previously, and a little scrap of craft paper. And then I grabbed some washi. This is some old kind of book print washi. I added it behind the number on my tag, and I'll also add it behind my journal card on this paper, which I believe is a sassafras paper, so super old, from my stash. The other one on the other side is a, oh shoot, I've forgotten already what that one is from. KI Memories, maybe? I think that's what it is. And then the middle one, the tag, is made from a We Are Memory Keepers paper. So I've added all those layers. I do want to add a little something else. So I found these little birds in the cut aparts that I had, and I think those might have been from the Webster's Pages free printables. And I'm adding a couple of them, one to the journal card and one to my photo, and then that is going to be it. So you're going to see just a really quick flip through of the pages I've made today, and then there are tons and tons of close-up photos coming up at the end. So again, I have done my best to link everything that's still available in the description down below, and I'm also linking the playlist. So I've added all of these videos from this series to a playlist, and you can see all of them if you haven't seen the previous ones. I do explain a bit more what my process was in those. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found some inspiration and are maybe even considering doing a Thankful 30 album of your own. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will be sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you all back here soon.